Recording started and we're good to go.
Let's get that. There we go. Yeah. All right.
Welcome everybody to episode 3
Of Pod Against the World podcast. Presented by Art Against the World with your hosts, John.
Simple Dimple.
And co-host, Don Promo. So what's up for today, man? How's everything going?
Ooh, it's a relaxing Sunday out here in DC. After a hard day of work, it's good to reconnect with everybody.
Right.
Finally got episode 2 uploaded, posted out, so everybody can check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that went really well.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, what's the topics?
So, well, we got two kind of topics to cover today. I think we could do the first one. I wanted to talk about new technology. Miles, look at this. What you got on your head?
Spider-Man.
We got Spider-Man here. Yeah, I thought we could start off talking about some of this new technology that's out there with gaming and interactive content and new ways of interacting with people, new ways of creating stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I've started working with a game engine tool because, you and I have been working together with 3D and green screen, motion capture.
Yeah.
Integrating that into artwork, getting the digital artwork mixed with the live content and the creative artists, finding different ways to mix those together,
Right.
And lately, we've seen a lot of changes. We've seen a lot of new stuff come out. New tools are coming out all the time. They're getting easier to work with. And that gives, I think, a lot of people opportunities where before these were not things that normal people could have access to. They were too expensive and too difficult to work with,
Right.
Whereas now they're becoming more accessible and the function of them is a lot better, and it gives us some new ideas, because coming out of COVID, we learned real quick in our collective that it was very important for us to be able to be virtual and to be online.
Right.
And to be able to create virtual environments and interact in those, and I thought we got some real good content that came out of that. But I feel like this next step is moving to interactive, moving to a game that you can actually move around in and do stuff.
Okay, that sounds tight. So you said you're working on that currently?
Yeah, I've started working with Unreal Engine, which is a gaming engine. It makes a whole bunch of games. Let's see who's being made with Unreal right now.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's very important to be able to interact, and it's important to interact because that's one of the most important things you can do when you're like networking is being able to interact correctly and have that interactive experience, So finding new ways to do that is really key, to build networks and to put things together.
Yeah, Unreal did Fortnite. That's built with Unreal.
Okay, nice.
Let me see what else. Gears of War, that's another big one that I've seen a lot of people use.
Let me see.
And it's lets you do indie gaming, which is doesn't require a whole bunch of people. Just one person has the ability to create an entire game layout. What I'm looking at right now is building characters that can interact. So you can take a controller, you can walk your character all around, and then you can create different kinds of art content that can go in there. So you can create, you can have a piece of artwork that you could go up to and you could touch it, you can lift it up, you can move it around, you can give it to somebody. You could do something like live performance in a game setting,
Yeah.
And just imagine, say we're doing a virtual performance like what we do, but you've got your controller and you can move your character around. You can see a different part of the set. You could get up on stage and interact. We've always done, like we were talking about with Prime Slime, that really started, that was a very interactive environment where we had a lot of people coming in and out. We had a lot of different performers doing different things like painting and doing virtual, doing say hip hop or spoken word, and to be able to do that in a game setting where everybody can kind of come together, I think that would really open some things up for us. And we got to stay on top of new technology with art because it's moving so fast these days.
Yeah, definitely. What about have you tried Switch?
Ooh, Switch.
Yeah. No, not Switch. Twitch. Twitch. Yeah. Nintendo Twitch. Have you tried working with that interactive experience?
Now, tell me about Twitch. That does, Twitch does live streaming as well.
Yeah, Twitch does live streaming, does a few things. My buddy, one of my buddies uses Twitch, and I've been trying to figure it out a little bit more. So, maybe we can get into a more in-depth conversation on some of the platform, some more platforms that do the interactive thing and stuff like that, like Twitch. Cody uses Twitch when he does his live stream with the gaming and all that. So
is he around? Did he go off to Hawaii?
Yeah, he's back in Hawaii already. I'm gonna hit him up and try to get him to be a guest in the up and coming weeks. We can do that.
Yeah, because he could help us, figure out a good way to do it. Because Twitch also has a very big community. It seems like, that's a place that we could connect with people, create art, do live performances just on Twitch.
Right.
Yeah. But my background on this is, I've been using for Art Against the World, I've been using a tool called Blender, which is very powerful. It's open source, so it's not owned by any companies, and it's free, and it has a big community, and you can get a lot of things like you can buy assets, so you can get whole environments and building interactive tools. But it's designed for traditional 3D animation, like say a Pixar movie, which means you have a fixed timeline, you move your objects around and you record them just like if you were doing like a stop motion video, where you're moving each little part,
right.
And that's powerful, but what if we could take this conversation that we're having right now and map it to live characters, who are speaking the words we're speaking, they're following the movements we're moving, and people can interact with the controller, because that's the restriction I've been feeling on Blender, is that everything I do has got to be fixed, it's got to be set.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would be interesting to see that develop. Um, one thing I've been working on is just getting some websites up that make like we have a lot of business ideas and stuff like that. But I feel like having a good like website or blog up that just makes people like want to like check your stuff out, and they get all the information in one place. They're able to like get on, figure out some stuff, get all the information in one spot, and then like it makes it like a little easier for them to kind of be like, you know what, I'm gonna check this out, and I'm gonna like figure out more, more things that more information. Like I noticed like a couple of my buddies, they want me to help them out with things, but I'm like, hey, if I'm gonna help you out with making like people come to us for services and things like that, then I'm going to want to make it like a blog or like a website that's interactive. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm going to want to create it with the business partner. Like we create it from scratch. Like, what are some of my ideas? What are some of your ideas? And like we make it interactive. Make it to where there's like a forum where they can talk. Where you can talk interactively with some of the people that are interested in your service or product. A nice little
Yeah.
form. Yeah. A nice website where there's drop down menus, and there's like choose your choose your different package deal, choose what part of the business you want to help out in, like to where you feel like you're like interactive, like you get to choose the actual what is it called, the department that you want to work in. You get to choose you know just different, instead of everything just being cut and dry. Like I want it to be to where like when you get online and you're getting on websites and we're like doing things, I want it to feel like a whole nother world, like that you feel like you own, like, you know what I mean? Like, where you can tell people like, oh yeah, I'm helping out with this business, or I've been introduced to this business, but the way I was introduced is totally different from, what, the traditional ways people are introduced to things. So I told one of my buddies, he wants to get a courier company going. And he also wants to do like interviews with people. And he's like, hey, why don't you? He's like, Dom, you know a bunch of artists. Why don't you help me sign people up? And I'm like, hey, I want to do that interactively. I don't want to just be like, hey, sign up to this, because then they're gonna want to know what they're signing up for. So I want the website to be like the world. I want them to see what they're signing up for and just enter the world, to where all the questions go away, and now they're locked in and they're like sold.
The world.
Yeah,
they enter the world.
Yeah, it's like when people you have a lot of people asking questions instead of everything being put right there on the platform that you're introducing your business on. It's like there should be no questions. They like, what I'm saying, your website should be able to bring them in, and they should be able to be prompted and read up on what different departments they're in, and what I'm saying, they should be able to talk to you right away. Like once they sign up, they should be able to talk to an agent, and it should be interactive like that, to where there's no questions on what they're doing. They're just, it's like, it's like all, it's all put there right there on the site,
Yeah, I'll put there on the site. They can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's dealing with having to talk to a bunch of people and stuff like that. And it's like, instead of talking to people, it's like put all your information on the website so they can read it, or even have like an AI intelligence, go back and forth with them on,
right. That's having a conversation with them, making a connection.
Yeah. That way, it's like that way we can do our other things on the back end, and our engine, our websites and stuff can be, bringing people in. And then once they meet us finally in person and stuff, they're like, hey man, it's funny how this is my first time meeting you, but I feel like I'm already in this world, and that you've created. I feel like I feel like I've already known you, or I've
Yeah.
already known what this is about and what you're about. And you want that when you're building like networks and stuff. You want things to be like kind of like automatically put in, set in the stone. You don't want to have to train a whole bunch of people and say the same thing 10 times over and over. And you know what I'm saying? It's like you leave that up to the AI world, leave that up to the computers, leave that up to your websites, leave that up to your developers. Make them create that for you. So you all you have to do is create and stay busy and stay proactive.
Yeah, don't get distracted, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
don't want to get distracted. You want to be able to focus on your content, focus on what you're making.
Yeah, so that's why when you said you wanted to talk about in more interactive ways, like that's what I was thinking of too. So like, we're both kind of like on the same page with that. Like, I'm thinking about like just making platforms. Like, I even want to make an entertainment slash property management business, but I want it interactive. Like, I don't want to have to talk to and sit down with sit a whole bunch of people down. I want the website to be like, okay, pick what pick what program you want to be a part of, you know what I'm saying, what department, what I'm saying, you want to be a part of,
Hmm.
and then pick how much money you have to bid on things, and just kind of break it down like that to where you kind of know, like, okay, just like a lot of apps, apps do do a great job of making things interactive, because you're in an app and you're like, oh yeah, this app is allowing me to do this, that, and A, B, C, and D, and it makes you feel like you own that, like you own that part of your world, in that app.
People like that. They'll they'll download an app, they'll use an app,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know. You want something that they're gonna do, not something that's gonna cause them to just, get frustrated. Maybe you walk away, maybe you go to
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
else's
yeah.
business, maybe look at somebody else's content.
Hmm.
You need to keep them here, bring them here to stay.
Yeah, make sure it's secure. I was just had a conversation with someone I met, who works on like keeping like websites secure and like security, like web security and all that stuff.
Security.
Um, and then she was a nice lady. She on the train, she was just like, hey, this seat's open, have a seat, what I'm saying. I felt like just in person, that was a good interactive way of showing like, hey, we don't have to be scared of each other, what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
COVID is over. Oh, what I'm saying. She was like, hey, this seat's open, if you need to have a seat. And normally I'm just like, oh, I'm listening to my headphones and I'd stand up anyway. But I was like, the fact that I was offered a seat, I'm gonna take it, because in Seattle, you're not offered to sit down next to nobody. Nobody talks.
Nobody wants to talk.
Yeah. So I just say, hey, I'm gonna take this seat, and then we're both listening to our headphones, and eventually, um, I'm like, hey, how far are you going? And she's like, oh, I'm going to the airport. Turns out she's from San Antonio, Texas. She runs. She was out here. She gave me a link. She was out here doing some security, some cyber security stuff, and
Oh,
there's even like a little workshop place where they teach you like how to get into that. So she gave me the link to that. I can share the link with you. I can pull it up and share it with you. And yeah, it's just all about like that's interactive. That was just like that was being interactive. Just just basically like without all the computer stuff. That was just like human interaction. Which we're missing a lot of that too nowadays. So that the fact that we're talking about being more interactive, I think that fits in with the lines of what we're talking about. And then we kind of talked real quick, and it turned out to be like, hey, she was like, hey, if you want to connect with me more, I'm on LinkedIn. And I'm like, hey, maybe you can introduce me to that world, because I don't know nothing about it.
another whole, you know,
Hmm.
place to connect with people. LinkedIn.
Yeah,
It's another
yeah.
good one.
So yeah, and I'm like, hey, maybe you can help me open up that world. And you know, we took each other's email, and that was it. You know, I told her, hey, I'm working on an independent entertainment slash property management business, and it's something that I've been doing parts of that for a long time since I've been in Seattle. I've been throwing events. We've been doing entertainment. We've been doing Art Against the World events, the Prime Slimes. Now I want to make a website that makes it interactive to where it's like you got your own account. You know what I'm saying? You sign up with your own account and you're able to sign up as an investor, as a venue owner. You know what I'm saying? You either sign up in the department that you fit in, and it could be you can sign up and be a part of multiple departments and be getting multiple bags, multiple, paychecks, right?
Yeah.
And it's like and then what reason why I want to make a nice little website and like app or something for it, because there's other people that want to sign up to this type of stuff as well. And then that makes your job easier because now you have people like-minded like yourself who you can work with and work off of, and you guys can build your empires together and build, and develop events and ideas and programs together. And you get, you got your, and that's the cool thing about apps, because you have your own account. You're like, hey, you can look at you, and it's funny, like, because like things like Insta work and all that, it's like, hey, you can look at what I'm doing on my account. You can look at my profile and see if you want to work with me, just like LinkedIn. Go look at my profile, see if I fit the criteria. That's the type of website I want to make for private business, like business entertainment and property management.
Business entertainment, property management.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to put them both together because I think they do go hand in hand. Being a program manager and property manager and just business entertainment is like all that. You have to build that network, and you have to know people that are in those fields, and you have to connect the dots. And you got to have your investment capital, your venture capital, and you got to have the people that are developing the ideas. You got to have the people that have the space. You got to have the people that can get the licensing and things checked off for you. So it's all about just building those networks to where if they're all on one platform, you can now just reach out where you need to and get things done. And they're looking for you to reach out to them, and you're looking at, they're looking for you and you're looking for them. So it's like meeting a need.
Meeting a need. Yeah. Well, and you've got that good, skill. That's how we met. You're somebody that goes out and meets people, makes connections, no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
Even during COVID, you're still finding.
Yeah, let me shut these lights down. Keep on going. I hear you.
Yeah. No, and that's what I noticed is, with the human connection, finding people, meeting them, going out. That's really what the root of Art Against the World has always been.
Yeah.
But then together we can, come together and learn about these different techniques and platforms and apps that are out there, so that we can leverage those human connections that we made. We have a place for them to go. We got services that they can use. They've got apps and logins and different tools that they can use. But it's the one and the other. You meet the person, you've got nothing to offer them, that meeting disappears and goes away. But if there's a place they can come and go to, and there's things they can utilize, that's And how do we learn about that? This is the place we get to do that here together, just like how we've been doing our, Saturday business meetings with the Hive Collective. Different people making connections and learning, what have you been doing? You've been doing that for your business? You've been doing that for making your content? You need some help with that?
Yeah, definitely. We've already been doing a lot of the work. Now we just need those platforms to where we can own the system. We can own the system, but we can have other people come and help us scale it, and have other people get their just due as well. I feel like people think that they're supposed to own everything, and they don't realize like no one's supposed to. No one's supposed to own everything. You're supposed to be co-owners, and you're supposed to be stockholders of things that are just successful. Like you don't have to own the whole building, but you can own like the fifth and sixth floor of the building, and be
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah.
Or you can be a part of the development team and the administration team that owns the whole building. If you own the fifth and sixth floor, that means you are a part of that team. If you own anything in the building, so it's like we forget that you don't have to own everything, or to start. Eventually you will break off and want to own your own building for your own reasons, right? But you don't get that. You gotta crawl before you walk, so you have to like build with others first, and then it'll give you that leeway to have your own little establishments.
Yeah, build with others first.
Yeah.
That's a skill I've been learning here, working with you guys.
Yeah.
We make decisions together. We bring people in. Oh, we got to do something. We do collective things that require everybody to show up. And, when somebody doesn't show up, it makes a big deal, because we're working together. Yeah.
So, I wanted to, are we taking a break, or are we just going to go through?
Well, now's a good transition actually to what do we got? We got news, any announcements? What's on your list?
I want to say that the Urban Arts Market will be coming back first Thursday. So this first Thursday, I want to actually just do a little pop up, and just get it, because I feel like summer's finna be coming back. I'm planning a tour, a small little. I don't want to say small, because we want to dream big, but I'm setting up like a tour, a standard tour in Washington. Just try to get the art and music back going, and try to get some of these private events and just some of those conversations stirred back up. Try to get this website built. You know what I mean, for the entertainment and property management stuff, and go ahead and start making our transition into being those people. Like, hey, I'm finna be 40. I'm finna be 39 this year, but pushing 40, 2024. So,
wow.
I got 3 kids, so I wanna actually, if I want to be in those fields, then we need to work on getting in those fields.
Yeah, getting in those fields,
and actually talking about it, being about it, learning the jargon, learning the licensing, and because I feel like we are good at what we do, like setting up events, entertaining, creating product, creating visual and audio engineering and stuff like that. But I feel like the business side of it is like actually owning that platform that's getting other people to understand our expertise, and like and hearing their stories, like, oh, I'm getting more successful because I hooked up with these guys, and they're just on another level with how they want to do things.
Another level. Yeah. Well, I'll give a shout out to the Jade Lamp and Feathered Coyote. This week we had a big boost in sales on the Kickstarter. So
nice.
Yeah,
it's good news. Yeah,
we had somebody do a $1,600 pledge, and this is a person none of us knew or connected. They just found it online and they did it.
Nice.
That's a big deal. So that got us all fired up. We got 30 days left, so we're doing another marketing push. Get a bunch of content together and be working on that, so I can send out. I want to be sending out stories, because my stories are getting a lot bigger hits than anything else.
Yeah.
So that I can be posting stories every day, every other day, make sure I'm doing that. So that I'm keeping people involved, reminding them that it's going on so they don't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made a
Okay.
brochure, like a print brochure, because they're going to be going around. There's like there's a design party they're going to go to, so they're going to take some of the lamps and then they'll have these to hand out. I made a QR code for
Okay.
the Kickstarter page, so people
Yeah.
don't
Get
have
some
to like type it in and
advertisement.
find it.
Yeah. Get some little commercial advertisements or just like little promo advertisements up on Instagram so people can just and they have them to where you make the content and then they have it to where the content will freeze and then you can either take a picture of the or you can either scan the QR code or you can even click something to go straight to the website. So
Ooh,
we gotta for Facebook and Instagram, we gotta like pay into that type of stuff where they go the whole extra mile on like just like on YouTube. Right before you watch a video, there's an ad, and then they even allow you to even click on the ad to go to the page. So we need to do that with our stuff because it's like, hey, that's what's going to get people to realize, like, oh, this stuff is really happening.
it's really happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're hoping we got a $10,000 that we got to hit. We're at I think 44,045, and with
Mm-hmm.
1 month left to go. So that's pretty exciting, and I think there's more people we could bring in. And if we hit this, then we'll be able to do a full production run and get a manufacturer to build everything for us.
Okay.
Work on the boxes, get everything shipped out. So that's pretty exciting. That's very good news.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's very important to just keep those platforms going. I talked to Ghost about a week or maybe about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half. He was saying exactly that. He was just saying like, hey, yeah, we just need to get a little bit more support and get this stuff going, so we can get these lamps out to people who want them, and people can buy them right now as pre-order, right?
Yep, that's what
Yeah.
we're doing. Buying the pre-order, that'll give us the funding so that we can, pay the manufacturer to do the product.
Mm-hmm. And are you going to be manufacturing anything, or are you guys trying to give it up to a third party?
Well, this is too much for us to do, because we can make them ourselves, but they take a while because we have just DIY machines, for this. So yeah, we're gonna go find a manufacturer and that's more reliable, than there's somebody handling that for us.
And then does it mess up you guys' profits?
We took that into consideration. You always got to cover the manufacturing cost, but if the scale is big enough, which is why we're doing the Kickstarter, so if we've got a large enough order, then they'll be able to do it cheaper than we can. We can make maybe 5-10 lamps and that would be affordable, but if we got to make like 100, it's just not something we
So
can
basically you guys will be making them, but you guys will have like some backup too if it gets a little heavy.
Yeah, ideally we wouldn't, just like what you were talking about, where, we don't want to be spending all of our time just, making each lamp. We want to be able to do all the other work, do the promotion work and do the design work and do all the websites and the apps and,
Yeah.
you get caught up with that. That's something that companies have trouble with. If they get focused on the wrong spot, they're not covering their bases, they're not doing their other work that they need to do. So I think it's got a good approach to it.
Good. Is there anything going on out there event wise? The summer's coming up. Make sure you share that calendar with us, man.
All right, I'll post the DC calendar. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be going up to Baltimore a lot too. Making some connections with some folks there, and up to Philly. So I'll be up and down the East Coast, but there's a whole bunch of events. We got music festival coming up. We got film festival coming up here in DC.
Right. Do you remember Afro, huh?
Oh, Afro, yeah.
Afro out there. He was out there with us, Pioneer Square and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about, huh, Bashir?
Oh yeah, yeah. Who was over at the across the street at
Yeah,
the
across the street.
yeah.
Afro and so Idris was out there in New York visiting his family. You know Idris.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Idris, he used to live in a building with you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
He was out there in New York visiting his family, and he ran into Afro. Afro's out there doing a mural.
Oh, he's doing murals, huh?
He's doing a mural out there in New York.
Wow.
Yeah, Idris was out there just randomly ran into him. He was like, "Hey, what's up, Afro?" And he's like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm out here doing a mural." So they out there on your side, man.
All right, we'll make that connection.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we're down to the last 4 minutes here. We got any shout outs or any other final news to cover?
Yeah, let's. I definitely want to shout out my buddy's network, the Wilson Block Network, Mr. Wilson. He's doing his magazine. He wants me to start helping out and get the interactive part of like just getting people to artists to sign up to his network, because he wants to create a nonprofit like kind of like workshop center, for artists.
Wow.
Like a development center where they can drop in and get some studio time, get some photos done. He's got a good head on his shoulder. He's got good ideas on that. And I would love to be a part of something like that. Your boy Cody has pulled me into helping run the Rainier Arts Center out here in Columbia City. I'm going to be helping get kids set up and teach them how to make video games and just kind of be there to facilitate for them, at the Rainier Arts Center. That's some good news. And I've been talking to Jules about this tour. He wants to do it, but we'll see. Like always, we'll see how. But I know I'm gonna do it for sure. With my energy. So we got the tour coming up, and then I'm gonna start getting my magazine out there more. I got some people who are interested in getting it in bulk for just as like a what do they call that in hotels? I just like in a not a it's a what's the I'm trying to think of the word. What's the word like for like in hotels? They give you most of the stuff you get are called.
It's like a kind of commission type of thing.
Yeah, it's like a commission, but they're called what do they call it? Accommodation, right?
Ooh.
So yeah, I want to get the magazine and into like hotels and things like that, and just places where they belong. Even my buddy has a fitness center, so he wants to get a few of them for his fitness center. Things that just spark because I feel like the magazine was made to spark motivation and aspiration, and so putting them in like hotels, fitness centers, maybe some other places that it would fit. So I'm working on getting some of those deals closed. So yeah.
Hey, great. All right, well, here's our last minute. Thank you everybody for joining us for our 3rd episode. We'll look forward to next week. We got some more people, more content coming.
Yeah, more content. What do you got going on, John? And before we leave, we got to let them know how they can get in touch with us on Instagram and all the handles and stuff.
Find us at art_against_the_world, all underscores. You can find me at Simple Dimple John. You can check us out on Kickstarter for the Jade Lamp. Come find us over there.
Okay. And you can find me at the THA_coolest1 on Instagram. And, just Google Social Light District Magazine and you'll see the Amazon pop up. And, we're just going to be running like that.
Running like that.
Simple Dimple John. This has been Pot Against the World. See y'all next time.